Hi everyone, my name is Declan McLean. Welcome to a very special edition of Friday Forum Live, Point Blank's weekly broadcast bringing you exclusive tutorials, artist interviews and industry insight every Friday live from East London. Today we're deconstructing a Halloween classic in Ableton Live. All right, welcome back to our FFL layer here in Point Blank, London. I'm joined by our electronic music composition instructor, Ski Oakenfull, to rip apart what is arguably the definitive Halloween classic, Michael Jackson's Thriller. We're going to show you how the synth parts, bass lines, and drums are put together, and if you want to learn more about how classic records are made, visit pointblanklondon.com and join us on our electronic music composition course.
Hey,
welcome.
Declan.
Oh, you look good. Thanks. I like it.
Yeah, I tried to make a bit of an effort for this one.
Create Michael's vibe.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a bit hot, that's the only thing.
Okay.
It's a bit of a song, so if I have to sort of undo my zip halfway through...
Okay, we will stop you.
I apologise, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wow,
the album, the song.
From one of the, possibly my best album ever, you know. It's just...
I think so.
Yeah,
Some more people say bad, some people off the wall.
Yeah.
History, maybe not, but you know.
Yeah. Quincy Jones said that he wanted to give 150%. He wanted everyone to give 150% for this album, you know, and you can really tell it's just detail is incredible.
Absolutely.
And also very interesting when you listen to the demos as well, and you know, how they progressed and how he kind of really honed the sound. But it was all, at the end of the day, it's all about the songs.
Yeah, and the musicians involved.
And the musicians, and obviously Quincy, who's just, you know,
Bruce Sweden.
Yes, yeah, of course. But yeah, how many tracks did they actually were they working with for the album before they actually whittled it down?
This might be a bit of an industry legend, but I hear it was up to 600 demos
that's
were
amazing.
considered for Thriller, yeah. Probably different versions of different tracks along the way, but yeah.
Should we have a quick listen to the demo of this track?
So it was originally called Starlight, is that right?
Originally called Starlight, yeah, let's have a little listen. Already, all the kind of key elements are there, you know. Lin drum?
Yeah, doesn't sound quite as good, but yeah.
No. So obviously different lyrics. I think the lyrics came quite late on, didn't they? So let's go to the chorus. Starlight.
It just sounds wrong, doesn't it?
It does sound wrong. It's too disco, I think. So that's the demo. At this point,
Rod Temperton wrote that.
I know, I was going to say, at this point we've got to mention Rod Temperton from Cleethorpes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sonny Cleethorpes.
Yeah. Originally from Heatwave. And Quincy Jones was listening to Heatwave and just loved the sound and brought him over. Originally, he worked on Off the Wall, didn't he? And then, yeah, kind of carried through. But I reckon he did Rod Temperton.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He wrote a few more on the album too.
Yeah. So let's go for it. As ever with these deconstructions, I tend to, one of the first things I do is try to look for an acapella, just because it kind of helps things along a little bit. And as luck would have it, I found one, and I think I found this on YouTube actually. And let me just give you a little play. I'll play you kind of how it was.
It's close to midnight, something evil's lurking in the dark.
So brilliant, but you can see it's just swamped in reverb.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
I don't know, I mean, they must have done it at the time and just thought, oh, it's a kind of cool thing to do, but they were never thinking of it like this is going to be used for a remix or a deconstruction in 2014 at Point Blank.
What?
Yeah, I know.
They should have
inconsiderate.
kept that in mind,
So anyway, I just thought, well, I'll try to sort of make it a bit drier. Things I tried out this SPLD verb, which kind of helps things along a bit. Let's just there we go.
It's close to midnight.
You can see as I,
Something
that's
evil's
without it.
lurking in the dark.
As I sort of dial it in,
Under the moonlight.
it's a bit too much. So I sort of, the extreme. So I sort of went for that.
You try to scream.
I also put a gate in there as well, just to sort of cut out any of the bits in the middle with his singing, and also a bit of EQ. I rolled off some bottom end as well.
And so it looks you right between the eyes. You're buried.
So we got it in there, and I'm going to be working session view for this. So I've sort of chopped out the different sections. So we just got the verse section here,
Close to midnight.
and then we can go to the chorus.
Something evil's lurking in the dark.
Let's just turn that off. There we go.
It's close to midnight.
Now let's just take this off. Just going to mute that for a moment. There we go. Okay, so I think we should start off with some drums.
Always.
And I mentioned it before, but it was the Linn drum used on this track, and it's the LM1. So let's just have a look at that. There we go. Fantastic machine used by so many people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Prince, obviously a big fan
Yeah.
of that drum machine. Yeah, I've got that up. I sort of couldn't find LM1 kind of, I don't know, drum rack. I sort of looked around, sort of imported some sounds myself. So got a kick there, snare, clap, and hat. Love the sound of the hat. It's just brilliant, isn't it? So, but I'm going to start off with just the intro, and then we'll do the kind of the main beat. So let's just put the metronome on, and let's go.
Sounds like it already.
Fantastic.
Done.
Yeah?
Yeah, sounds good.
That's going to be the kind of intro. So we'll come back to that in a minute. Just going to press new so we can create the main kind of beat. So let's put the metronome on again. I'm just going to put accent on as well. Okay, so here we go. Turn the metronome off. Can I get in there? No. Okay, I'm just going to bring down the velocity on this kind of little extra hat there. Right, let's put the open hi-hat in. That's actually wrong. Take that out. Okay, so that's the kind of main, and there's some percussion going on here as well. I'm not sure if this was from like a TR-727 or actually maybe it was live, but just the kind of conga part and the cowbell as well. So let's put that in. Let's give that a quantize as well. In fact, to give it a little bit of swing, I think.
If you do have any questions along the way, by the way, make sure you put them in the YouTube comments and we'll get to them.
Okay, so we got our intro and we've got our main beat. Cool, so I'm just going to shoot over to the computer and I'm just going to copy these down for the moment. There we go, so we've got them in our different scenes, all the different scenes. There we go. So I think we should look at the intro. And we got this nice pad. What I think I'll do is I'll put this in, and then I'll talk a little bit about the scale and the chords. Well, the scales actually. But while I'm doing it, I'll bring up the keyboard. There we go. And so let me just put this in. couple of mistakes
Sounds
there,
good.
but that's kind of the basic intro. I think there was, you know, this kind of part here was kind of maybe done on a bit on a guitar, maybe like an acoustic guitar. So I think at this point we should look at just what's kind of going on with the music side of this. So here we go. So we're in C sharp minor. Not really one of the easiest keys, but it's the relative minor of, do you know, does anyone know? Relative minor of E major.
E major, yes.
So we've got 4 sharps here. There we go. What this actually does is actually moves between 2 scales. So this is the natural minor, but there are also some other notes as well. Sometimes the 6th and the 7th, which is this note here, are sharpened. And for anyone that's kind of studied scales, did kind of grades at school, you probably, when you're doing a minor scale, you 2 different types. You probably did like a harmonic minor and a melodic minor. And if you play the melodic minor, the 6th and the 7th are sharpened. And there's a reason for that. So, which I'm going to try to explain, because it's very relevant to this track, because it's moving between the 2 different minor scales. So I'm going to try to explain with A minor, because it's kind of the simpler, probably the simplest scale that there is. So this is our A natural minor, and if we sharpen the 6th and the 7th, we get the melodic minor. And when we're building chords, we build it on the degrees of the scale. So this is our 1 chord, this is 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, 7 chord, and this is back to the 1 chord, the tonic chord. And you can see I'm playing a triad, 3 notes, but I'm just using the notes from that scale. If, however, we use the melodic minor scale, then this is the 1 chord. Say I went to the 4 chord, instead of playing this F sharp, we'd actually play this F, sorry, we'd actually play the F sharp. And again, when we played the 5 chord, instead of playing the minor E minor, we'd actually go to the major, to E major. So you can see that the 1, 4, and 5 has a different sound to. So you're going to get more of a kind of, I don't know, bluesy kind of sound if we're incorporating this sharpened 6th. This could also be called the Dorian scale, but it does make a difference as well, because if we're when we play the last sort of dominant, the 5 chord, it sounds different if we were just playing the natural minor. So that's just a bit of the theory, and why it's, well, I can't stress enough the importance of scales. Probably the most laborious, kind of boring part.
Yeah. There's a lot more of that on the MC course, though, isn't there?
There's a lot of that. So I think we're going to get back to the actual track now, and the first thing we should put down, I think, is the bass.
And what a bass line.
And what a bass line, exactly.
Iconic.
Totally. Let me just quickly show you what I'm using here, because people always say that they want to know what kind of sounds we've got. This is just an analog, and just using 2 saw waves, 2 oscillators. And you actually talked to the guy that did
Bruce Swiddy, yes,
yeah.
a few years ago.
And he explained to me
I was
about.
lucky enough to have a conversation with him about how he made Thriller. I mean, he's getting on now, but he didn't remember much, or like the real details. But I knew it was 2 mini moogs, I believe, synced together to the bass line.
So kind of playing in unison.
In unison, yeah.
Well, I've tried to sort of mimic that by just switching unison on here.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, exactly. I mean, if they'd had Ableton at the time, I'm sure they would have used that. So we've just got, for the main bass line, and this is actually a feature of a few of the tracks on the Through album, it kind of pedals on 1 note, which is the tonic, which is C sharp. And it just goes round and round. It does change, it changes for the middle section, and there's a little turnaround as well. But let's put it in, shall we?
It's close to midnight, something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moon, it's the other side.
We're there already. But it's kind of genius in itself, just the rhythm of the bass, you know. It's just the sort of the synchronous kind of little notes. It kind of gives it the funk. And I'm pretty sure that whoever played it, Greg Fillinganes, or I don't know, you know, maybe it was Rod Temperton himself put it down. But it's a live take because you can hear some little fills here and there.
Yeah.
So let's go for the chords now, and let's just quickly show you what I've got for this. Here we go. I'm using the TAL Uno LX, which is the Juno 60 kind of clone, which is great. I've just bought a hardware controller for this as well, which looks fantastic. This is what I'm using. Just kind of wanted to get that kind of quite authentic sound. It's got a great kind of chorus on it. So I'm using, and let's lay the chords down. So we've got this first chord here is F sharp, and this is the 4 chord of C sharp minor. But you can see this has got this sharpened 6th in it. If we didn't have that, if it was just a standard this kind of chord, but it gives it a sound, and then it goes to this, which is an E over C sharp, which is actually a C sharp minor 7, but it's a kind of inversion. And you can see if you're kind of looking at these chords, where in brackets 1 or 2 version. So say we have C sharp minor. This is our kind of root chord, first inversion. So let's put down the chord, shall we?
Let's do it.
Moving up, still on the F sharp here. Love the way it all kind of moves up. So the E again. Back down to the F sharp, and then we have a change here. A major 7. So there we go. That's the basis of the verse. There's other elements that come in, some guitar, but we can maybe, you know, address that later on. So, chorus. So with this, I'm actually going to put the synth kind of chords in first. So this is, again, kind of pretty much just pedaling on this C sharp, going to a minor, F sharp minor there, yeah. And then we've got this fantastic turnaround here. We have a A7, F sharp 7, F sharp minor 7 over B. So should we give it a go?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Thanks. Going in. Here we go. I'm going to leave it running for a little bit because there's a lovely Rhodes part that comes in at the end. There we go. So now let's go to the bass, which is basically the same, except for that little turnaround. So I'm going to record that in again. We've got to have the vocal in there, haven't we? There we go.
Nice.
So yeah. So we've got our verse. I think we should now look at the middle section, because this is where we break out of the pedal and it just kind of moves up. It's a classic technique. This as a kid, and listening to Mike Reid, sorry to mention his name, but he thought that Michael Jackson was actually saying Mike Reid instead of Nike. That's my memory. Really showing my age a little bit there. So yeah, let's go for this middle section. So we got, as I said, we're moving from the pedal C sharp up to an F sharp. We've got F sharp 7, A, C sharp minor, and then this lovely sort of descending Dear Prudence kind of vibe, and then going to dominant 7th here.
Chords are amazing, aren't they?
Beautiful. I mean, you know, got to hand it.
For pop song, you know,
Yeah.
which is essentially literally the king of pop. The fact they went for those chords across the whole album.
Yeah, got to hand it to Rod. Yeah, definitely. So here we go.
Just call it the dance, not to walk in their masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the
Let's go for the bass on that. Okay.
just call it the dance, not to walk in their masquerade. There's no escaping the jaws of the alien design. The peace of
Yeah, not sure how that came out, but that's the kind of thing Greg Phillips, but yeah, probably a lot better.
There's no escaping the jaws of the alien design.
And then the brass bit.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, I actually did that bass bit. Okay, so we've got that. We're now on to the last section, which is the outro section.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight.
So this is where there's an organ comes in, the bass changes, it's much more kind of minimal. There's this kind of weird buzzy bass sound as well, and guitar as well. So let's put the backing of this in. These chords, C sharp minor here, going to an A, first inversion, B sus2, second inversion, and then to an F sharp, second inversion. So
Darkness falls across.
okay, just check what track we're on. Here we go. Organ.
Darkness falls
All push these chords.
the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize the neighborhood.
I'm gonna do it tonight.
Who's clever
Right,
shall
let's go straight to the bass.
without the soul or down. Must stand and face
There's some cobwebs in my hand.
hell and rot inside a corpse shell.
I'm gonna do it tonight. Ooh, baby, I'm gonna do it tonight. Oh, darling, I'm gonna do it tonight. Ooh, baby, I'm gonna do it tonight. Oh, darling, do it tonight, baby.
Okay, and then the sound here. It's not really the same. You thought maybe it was some kind of resonancy kind of.
Yeah.
I ended up using LFO, kind of square wave on the filter. It's kind of really fast, just kind of give it that sound. But it's basically just echoing the bass. So
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures
Okay.
crawl in search of blood.
So they're the main sections, and
Excellent.
of course we're in session mode, so we can, we can flip between the 2, the 3, the 4 sections. But there's an element here which we really can't ignore, which is the guitar.
Yeah.
What do you
Well,
think?
any Friday Forum regulars will know JC Concato very well. He's our head of school, but unfortunately he couldn't make it today. But we do have someone who can help us with the guitar part.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Yeah?
just
really?
made some phone calls. The only person available was this this Wolfman.
Wolfman?
Yeah, Wolfman. Yeah. All right. All right there. Cool. Nice one.
Wow. I've got to
So
get
how's
this out of the
Halloween
way.
going? It's your busiest time of year, I guess. Yeah, yeah, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
So you're gonna lay something down for us?
Yeah, so I'll just play this section.
The midnight hour.
Wolfman, we need to give you a sound, don't we? Okay, here we go.
Wolfman needs a sound. Come on.
Wolfman needs a sound. Every wolf needs a sound. Can you hear anything? Can you play something? Okay. Shall I kind of just? Do you want to go for it? Okay, let's go for it. Here we go.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood.
Okay,
Trees, however,
Oh, no.
that's amazing. Should we listen to that? Maybe kind of put some effects on it as well.
Nice one, Wolfie.
Yeah, I think it's-
darkness falls across the land.
that's more like it.
The midnight hour is close.
Okay, let's just choose the best section.
Darkness falls across
All right, Wolfie. Thanks so much for that. Enjoy.
close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood.
Hey, that last bar, killing it, definitely.
Darkness falls across the land.
No warping needed for that.
Who needs warping? Warping's for suckers. Okay. Actually, I really like warping. I really like Ableton and everything. Yeah. Ignore that.
Take it all back.
But now, let's bring that guitar in halfway through the verse.
Right.
Here we go.
So what are the notes of that guitar? No, just one.
Okay. Let me just go through those again. Let's bring my keyboard up. So this with G sharp, F sharp, going to the B, out to C sharp, which is the tonic. So there we have it. Michael
it.
Jackson's Thriller.
It's annoyingly simple.
Well,
I mean, the elements are simple. The
Yeah.
detail is where it really stands
Yeah.
the test of time.
yeah, but I think I love doing these because it's a kind of journey of discovery, like really trying to get inside, what makes the track work. And, even just the interaction between the percussion and the drums, even like the placement of the open hi-hat, and the way that the bass kind of works with that. And probably it's a subconscious thing, when it's being written, when Rod Temperton was sitting down there kind of programming out the basic idea, he just wasn't conscious of like making sure that all those things were going to like weave together and interlock. It just kind of happened, he kind of felt it. You look back at it and just say, it's kind of genius for what it is, But, the guy obviously had some kind of musical knowledge as well, he
Obviously.
knew his chords, he knew kind of what kind of thing to do in the middle eight, how to take it up, how to resolve it, how to turn things around. Thing to study, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, let us know. I'll have a quick look. There's quite a lot of comments, mostly LOL and of that type of nature. But Stuart, our old friend Stuart, wants your best Shaman impersonation.
Jamo! There you
I
go,
hope
Stu, that's for you.
that was for you, Stu, just because we love you.
Yeah.
Glenn Hendricks is asking if you want to do walking bass line, entire song. How do you make sure it still goes with the chord progression?
Well, I think that's the interesting. The most important thing is to make sure you're playing the notes of the scale, and I think that's the kind of beauty of this is that the bass line is moving. So, and what it's actually doing is it's almost kind of like reharmonizing that right hand chord.
Right.
So here, but then when it goes down to the B, that kind of then becomes a different chord. I mean, if I just play the bass and the drums again, let me just mute that. Cover actually in EMC. So again, so this is the scale of, and if I play the melodic scale, those notes, and just play chords and triads around that, you can see that there's a lot you can play. So maybe not that one. So, and this bass line, as I said, is going to be using notes from C sharp minor. So, a lot of tracks kind of work like this, and this is a classic example as well of like the bass line being so melodic. You know, it really is like one of the major hooks of the track. It doesn't have to be the vocal or a kind of synth lead line. You know, it can be the bass line. That's why there's never a right and wrong way of how to start composing. You know, you might want to start with the vocal, you might want to start with the bass line. You know, and stuff around that. So
Yeah, nice one.
yeah.
There's a lot of people asking you to moonwalk, which is health and safety
Just
issues.
a bit of health and safety and lack of space.
Reno3 is asking, a bit off topic, but why do producers often skip inserts on the effects chain? I guess maybe one of your inserts was switched off there, but...
Switched off.
Producers often skip inserts on the effects chain, not sure what that...
No, I think maybe when I was first demonstrating, well, when we recorded the guitar, I had the guitar rig muted, and then I kind of put it in. I just wanted to avoid latency. And when I was showing the acapella as well, I had the reverb out muted, but it was there for a reason. If it wasn't there, I'd get rid of it.
Yeah, because CPU and...
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's asking, Murph is asking, is that the original MJ jacket? We paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, I'm kind of sweating up a little bit. I hope they're not going to, the MJ estate aren't going to.
Yeah, we can't return it with the receipt now if you cover it in sweat. So yeah, if you got any more questions, please let us know as soon as you can. Have time. Let me just have a quick look to see if there's any more. Someone again asking about effects on the insert chain. Yeah, I think. Oh, that's good to hear. Saga Ray says, I'm in the 7th week of the MC course. To me, this course is great. Thank you.
Ah, fantastic. It's always good to
Always
hear.
good to hear, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people saying thank you. And yeah, I think that's about it. So
Yeah.
we're out of time, so thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Go and cool down in a minute, but I hope you guys got a lot out of that. And if you want to access even more sections, check out our EMC course at pointblanklondon.com. And we'll see you next Friday for another FFL. Happy Halloween, have a good fun tonight, and thanks again to the mysterious Wolfman.
Yeah, he was great. I've got to get his number actually.
I just got find him on Gumtree.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Definitely good for sessions.
I was giving you a number.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Great.
Cheers, guys.
Cool.
Ha